Hello, my name is Scott for SB Gaming, and welcome back to Transport Fever European Freeplay Edition. And in the last episode, we had gotten Dursley and Ludgershall connected up to the rest of the map with, of course, passenger travel. We have a passenger station down here. We also have a tram line with a freaking 40-kilometer-an-hour tram. Faster than any of our passenger vehicles because reasons. What is the speed of the Landauer? Like 20 kilometers an hour. The tram is like, that's insane. 40 kilometers an hour. And we don't have a road passenger vehicle that can go that fast. Like, this is high-speed train relative to the the Landauer. So, yeah. Now we have this. This is sending stuff to Ludgershall. Nice. All right. Well, that's pretty good. If we take a look at the resources, we got lots. Actually, not a whole lot. Although that is, of course, because our ships. That one's empty. Ooh. So, wow. We might have to cut down on the number of ships. Although this is up to a limit of 6,400, which is, of course, the maximum. We have a potential of only 1,698. We are going to want to expand fuel production. If that is only seeing 1,698, this is seeing 4,200 units, 1998. It has 1,400 stored. That could be a problem. 100 of each of these stored. Really, get that stuff transported. Now, with that said, one thing I would like to do, I've been trying to figure out how to best get the plastics from here, as well as get the machines and tools out of here, just because we don't have the rail line set up to supply with boxcars. We're just running a steel train, and otherwise all the vehicles, all the tools and machines have to go by the road line. So I had an idea. What if instead of taking the plastics from here, bring them down to here, to bring them across to here, to bring them over to here, we instead just connected this up directly. Brilliant idea, right? So that's what we're going to do. Yep. Now, I'm going to be having a high-speed rail line come through here. I'm going to want to probably bridge this over. Now, we are going to throw on the contour lines. And we are just going to bring this across to about there. And we want to bring it across like that. And what I'm probably going to do is just bridge it over. Really? Okay, we are just going to see there. Now we could stone bridge it over. Do we really need a stone bridge that high? No, we don't. So we are just going to bring it down to about there. We are going to embankment it though. And then we are going to do that. Although I would like maybe to about there. Alright. And we are going to make it a stone bridge. And then we want to bring this right into there. Although, if we just connect it onto there, that will be a tunnel. Which we might as well build because otherwise we're going to have a slope. If we try to do a cutaway, it will cost a lot of money, plus it's just too steep. So let's just do that. And so that will run from there to there directly. I've already set up the line. So what that will allow us to do is bring plastics in this way, but more importantly, tools and machines destined for grays won't have to go all the way back this way and then all the way up this way. They can run back this way and then tools machines can go up that way. So that's going to be pretty nice. It will relieve the pressure on this line to supply machines and tools, of which we have quite a few. And so what I'm going to do is we are going to build another road depot. Seriously, there we go. And we want DMG CanStat. We want this on the Southgate Plastics transfer line. And I am going to specify this to, I think it's this line, or is it? Nope, it's this one here. We are going to, nope, not the line, station, Southgate, Machine Factory transfer. And over here is going to be the Southgate Plastics transfer. And we are going to just let that go. Now, if we take a look at this, it may take some time, although because we do have machines and tools flowing up to Southgate, or rather Grays, it's entirely possible that this line will get used right away. It really doesn't take long for a line to necessarily see use, especially if the goods are destined in that direction anyway. Although, yeah, with that said, we are only into April. We've only let about a week or so pass by, so it's going to take a little bit more. I did spend a fair bit of money off screen. We started with $10.5 million. Nothing sitting there for now. But I did do a little bit of smoothing. I was planning to actually not do anything at all. Yeah, about that. Well, we have this set up. This is still not... It's only been a couple weeks. It should see use eventually. We are going to... Oh. Never mind. Let's bring it back. And that was the 3-minute wait time. Let's go to 5-minute wait time. Yep, about that. And now over here, we do have plastics on this line, so that is something. I am going to build one of these here, and we are just going to DMG CanStat and the Grays Plastics Transfer. Or not. Yep, Southgate Plastics Transfer. So we do see that that line is in use, and we have... Nope, that's not the right one. Really? Although with that said, yeah, we're not seeing any production. because we do not have steel. So you have 47 of 48 steel. You are dropping off a load of steel. You now have tools. Nice. Alright, we are going to specify this to just, run load if full. So one thing we might want to do, and we don't really have too much steel here. We got lots of iron ore, not a whole lot of coal. So I'm suspecting, bringing the iron ore from there is making a difference. And we got a whole lot of stuff here. Fair bit on the West Malling to Upton line. Plastics are finding their way from here. So that's nice. We have a decent amount of oil and crude oil. Over here, we're seeing a little bit of production. And one thing I might want to do is connect up, say, this over to here. Although, do we really need the steel? Steel would flow this way. It might even flow this way to flow that way. We got a load of stuff here. Okay, so nothing's going to West Malling. The Grays to Upton, that either got picked up. West Malling to Grays has a load of stuff still. West Malling to Upton, for some reason, have livestock and food. Alright, now we are going to want to buy another DMG CanStat and the Southgate Plastics Transfer. And over here, 10 and 2. Nice. Let's buy 2 DMG CanStats. In addition, I also expanded supply into Southgate. I took this into here, which is within range of a fair number of commercial as well as industrial buildings before bringing the rest down to here. So hopefully this will help supply more into here. We are going to rename this Southgate Truck Station, or TS4. I also established a new RT2 line, although I don't think I have any vehicles on the line. We are going to buy a DMG CanStat and on the RT2 line. Since with our original truck stations here, as well as this one's new, so it's not that one, this one and this one, as we can see, there are a bunch of buildings here, industrial and commercial, that grew up here since we expanded out here, and they are not being covered, so this one here covers that. It will ramp up the quantity of demand that the machine factories and tool factories are seeing, and we can see, wow, 6,000 demand. We need lots of steel coming here. And we have construction materials that are interesting. Alright. Well, you do that. That will, of course, kind of reduce the amount going on these. No, it's not going to reduce it. We got loads of stuff showing up here. It'll just simply divert stuff. Wow. We might want to Grays Upton. TFM West Malling to Upton. Okay, nope. We're good. And most of those get taken away. Wow. So yeah, the livestock and food are taking the Grays to Upton line, or rather the West Malling to Upton line, to drop off here to transfer over to there. It could be that the West Malling to Grays line isn't sufficient enough, because we did end up removing some trains off the line. Whatever works, works. I am considering running a freight line directly from Grays to West Malling, removing the Upton stop. But for now, not quite sure. One option is to maybe put a small freight station here, connected onto here, run it through here, and then run a line into there. Now, it is October 11th, 1904. About 6 months have ticked by. And so here we are seeing, yep, this line is definitely getting use. And we got Southgate to Grays, lots of stuff. Actually, first of all, how many vehicles are on the line? This one's no pathing. And it hasn't even upgraded. Seriously. You've been just sitting there for how long? 2 years. Bother. You are a... Where are my signals? Alright, what I would like this train to do... Actually, it's meant to go back that way, so yeah, we're just going to let that roll. Let's just one-way signal that. I guess what happened is it was originally meant to come into here. That was its original orders, and then when I switched it over to here, it didn't recalculate its route. I wish I could tell this to ignore the next signal, because what's happening, of course, is that it's waiting. I don't really want to put signals in the tunnel just because I've had issues with signals in tunnels, trains flipping around. So, yeah. Alright, that will slow that down. And actually, this is slowing down the line in general and actually losing... We're not making as much money on this line as we should be, since this is a 50-kilometer-hour train and these are 60-kilometer-hours. So yeah, we're not getting the ticket price on this line that we really should be. One thing I would like to do, since we did get... Do I even have a... No, I don't. I don't have a... What I'm going to do... is I'm going to... no, this is on an incline. Bother. Where's the best place to throw this? Nope, that's not going to be the best place to put it. I would like to put a depot somewhere. I'm not going to find a good place over there. here might be a good place if we and can I? Yes, I can. We have the A35 available. It's 100 kilometer an hour. We got it in 1902. I'm considering running that with the 3-axle car, which I got in 1900. High-speed passenger rail over to, or not really high-speed passenger rail, an express train from West Malling to Southgate, and then onwards up to Chorleywood. That would, of course, require expanding into Chorleywood. So what I might just do in this episode is to do the initial express line from Southgate over to West Malling. And with that in mind, this, yep, goes in that line. I am going to want to the express trains to share this line? I'm sure I'm going to get comments saying to upgrade the West Malling line to Grays to Dunwich with the 100 km/h service. But for now, I'm probably going to just quad track this, although it'll require tearing this out, tearing these buildings, which I can do. And what I'm going to do is we are going to just quad track that like that. And let's just get rid of those bumps. Otherwise, I'll probably forget. And then when we're doing a drive-by or ride-along, I'm going to see it and like, oh, I should have fixed that. Now, what I'm going to want to do is it's going to share this, and then I think once I get over to here, that's only 113 there. For now, we are just going to take this and to about there. And now I'm going to break this because we're going to want this to go like that. And I might just do that. And now we are going to want this to come in like that. And this to come over there. And we are going to want this. And then basically the same thing. Like that. Did I did not... Really? We are going to need to tear these signals out, but not the track. Better do it right now. Alright, so we are going to need... signal here. We're going to need a signal here. Okay. Now I'm going to signal here, signal there. We're going to do another one there and there. I am going to want a signal there, as well as... I guess when I flattened this out, straightened it out, I forgot to do crossovers and signals. Alright, so that section has been signaled up, and that train will be able to go without any problems. I'm just curious if any other trains got flipped around. Nope, those look fine. And yeah, with the signals that I've set up, most likely they wouldn't get flipped around. That train is a cargo train, and that train is fine. There is only 4 trains, I believe, on the line. So what I would like to do, so we got that built. We're going to say yes and yes. Now, we're going to want this to run basically over here, cross over here, connect onto here, and since we are going to be running 100 km/h service, what I'm most likely going to want to do is... we're going to have to rebuild the bridge anyway, once the high-speed rail comes out. Because in the future, this will be a TFM line. Or not TFM line. A TGV line. And we have $23.4 million. We made $45.2 million in 1903. And we're November 30th, 1 month from the end of the year, and $43.26 or $43.6 million. All right. So what I'm going to have to do is, can I not without collisions? We're probably going to want to keep it on the flat. And then we are going to want to, this needs to go over to about there. We are going to bring it down. Although to about there. And then what I would like to do is we are going to be embankmenting it. And yep. To about there. We are going to want to double track this. And I might as well do it right now. We're down to $17.7 million. Wow. That's right. This was going to cost a lot of money. then there is another 2.81 million. I almost should be waiting until the year 1920-ish, 1925. Alright, so we are going to need to bring this probably on the flat. And we want to cross over to there. Collision, okay. Let's see if... Nope. So I'm not going to be able to go at that angle. Now the Flying Junctions mod might be useful in this case. But we are not using it. What I'm going to want to do is bring this across like this. We are going to embankment it. And we are going to actually, which side of the... Let's bring this across first. To there, and now we basically want to connect it on to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep this flat. And we need to basically go straight to there. $2 million. Let's bring it to about there. It's going to include a tunnel. Of course it is. And contours. Down to $11 million. And we are going to double track that for another 672. Now if we bring this into here, what does it want to do for us? 118 there. No, I would like to maintain 120, although I may have to restructure this for when high-speed rail comes out. We want 120. And then 120. Now, do we want bridge or viaduct, or do we just want to go on the flat? I've been thinking about modding the cost of the embankments. Either that or increasing the cost of the various bridges so that this becomes a more desirable option price-wise. Because I feel like the embankments would be cheaper. It's just hauling a bunch of dirt to an area rather than the structural construction of a bridge. Although there are some cases where a bridge would be built rather than... I just don't feel like this is the place. So we're going to spend an extra 700 million or 700,000. And now we have a connection direct mostly from West Malling over to Southgate. And so what I would like to do, we are going to be able to run a high speed or higher speed rail service in between those two towns. In the next episode, what we are going to do is we are going to expand that out to Chorleywood. My plan is to, from here, I'm going to have to quad track this because I don't want the higher speed trains and the slower speed trains necessarily. Am I able to? I am. Interesting. Because, yeah, I'm going to need to get this actually onto this side. And then somehow find a way to... It's going to have to be quad tracked. Okay, the express train will come along here. I'm going to have the slower speed train along here. I'll have to disconnect this to bring it over so that the slower speed service, like that. And this will be its own separate tunnel to come across into here, to shoot across here, to basically high speed it all the way to Chorleywood. But we have that set up. We have our first higher speed bridge. The first time we actually need to go up to this size of bridge. Although with that said, a lot of our... Yeah, unless we stick with 90 km/h service or 80 km/h service. Yeah. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. I kind of like to go straight, although... Yeah, about that. But yeah, this will be a potential future TGV line that would basically run from West Malling, Southgate, and then Southgate to Chorleywood, and then Chorleywood over to Northwich. Presuming, of course, that is enough distance between, say, Southgate and Chorleywood to get up to TGV levels of speed. Anyway, at this point in time, what I'm going to do, I am going to actually buy a train. And we're going to run an A35 with one 3-axle passenger car. 100 km/h service. 3-axle coach with open platforms on both sides, used in Germany. Now, I'm probably going to want to 2.47 million. What's going to be the running cost? 92.2. It's over 500k a year. Wow. Do I want to just run one? For now, I am. Although I almost feel like I should start off with like some cheapo service. Just get the passenger interest and then ramp up to the A35. Although, you know, if people are going to Southgate from West Malling or Southgate to West Malling, they no longer have to take that route and they have the high speed option. No, we are going to just go with one train with 100 km/h service. New line from West Malling over to where is it? Southgate. And this is going to be red, although let's make it that red. And this is going to be TP Express West Malling Southgate. I might shorten that to TPE. Yep, TPE. And I I'm going to want to make sure that the train, since I have a feeling it just might... Let's let this run. You are most likely going to be going into this platform. No, you're not. All right. And what I might just do to wrap things up for this episode is to ride aboard it. And we're just going to run at 1 speed. And just enjoy the high-speed service. And yeah, I'm going to probably want to flatten that side out over there. Oh, another thing. Completely forgot about this. Is we are going to bother. Bridge pillar collision. No. Yep. And we're just going to flatten this out. All right. We have that reconnected. Anything else I missed? Nope. All right. And let's head on the express line to Southgate. Let's go up to 2 speed, get a sense of speed. Although, yeah, it's only 100 km/h service. And passing by Upton. Upton Machine Factory on the right. Then crossing over the Upton River. Well, the steel... And I'm thinking we are going to be upgrading this to the Flying Scotsman when the Flying Scotsman becomes available. And that is probably the end of the year. And we have the tunnel into Southgate. And here we come. Long-awaited express line between... Oh. The Post Bus ET13 is available. Now, do we have anyone? Yes, one person wants to ride the West Malling to Southgate train. Nice. Oh, there's another one showing up. So the Post Bus, I'm familiar with this. Now, do we have anyone for the... No, we don't. It may take a little bit of time, of course. With that said, the TPE West Malling Southgate has 11-minute frequency, so yeah, we might need a second train on the line in order to take advantage of that, get people interested in traveling on it, since, yeah, it's going to take some time. But, yeah, I'm going to need to do some smoothing, make that look nice. Although I think, yep, a little bit of track there. And next, we are going to just, before we wrap things up, we have the Postbus ET13, 8 capacity, 25 kilometers an hour, which means we can upgrade to the CAN stats on our intercity lines. That'll be nice. Extra capacity, extra speed. We have still a large chunk of goods, so that'll be nice. This ages out 1946. Another thing I did off screen is I expanded this, and I have the start of my museum line. I have a stagecoach here, the West Malling Museum line. We have a not DMG. This is a Landauer. We have a stagecoach here. I'm going to have to eventually add a one of those post buses to the line, and then I will just expand this as desired as more and more vehicles come out. This is basically, it serves no purpose other than just to, yep, what's it costing me? $366 a year. I set it up in 1904. So, yeah, hopefully it shouldn't cost me too much. And because they are basically, I think, have an unlimited wait time, and at all the stops they are waiting until full. They'll never get passengers, since I doubt anyone will want to yeah, about that. Anyway, at this point in time, what I'm going to do is take a break here. We got the West Malling to Southgate Express line set up, and with that in mind, I would like to head off in that direction. We will probably be spending some time in Chorleywood, getting a station there set up, getting local infrastructure, maybe expanding the freight as well. And depending on whether or not I want to build this, we may get to that in another episode. Anyway, at this point in time, I'd like to say thank you for joining me for this episode of Transport Fever European Freeplay Edition. Thank you for watching. My name is SB Gaming. As always, have a good day.